FNB has estimated that it takes the middle-income consumer about 5 days to spend up to 80% of their monthly salary. They say someone earning between 180,000 to 500,000 per annum survives on 20% of their monthly salary for more than 20 days in a month. That's people earning between 15,000 and 40,000 rand a month. Ester, who's an FNB money management product head, joins me now. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. How did you come up with this estimate, and just talk to us about what type of sample size was used?
So thank you and good afternoon, everyone. So we used quite a large sample size, and as you mentioned, specifically this base that earns between 180 and 500,000 rand a year, to make sure that we looked at quite a wide range of income categories.
You said that findings showed, and I'm quoting directly here, that salaried middle-income consumers with secured and unsecured credit spend on average 30% of their income on unsecured credit and 35% on secured credit.
Yes, 100%. So 30% on that unsecured credit, which is things like your personal loans, temporary loans, overdrafts, that type of thing. And then 35% on your secured credit, which goes to your vehicle finance and home loans as well, which is quite a large amount if you put it together. It's sort of 65% that's going towards those sort of secured credit or lifestyle type spends.
And did you have insight into what's at the root of this kind of spending?
So I think that goes according to the consumer. It really, if you look at the overall spend, it does show that the consumer is very stretched financially, and there's not a lot of wiggle room for them to start doing things like saving for an emergency, alternatively longer-term financial goals. So when one delves into the type of spending habits, you can see the normal usual suspects there. Of a lot of lifestyle spend, as well as some other sort of spend that's, very much going into your inflationary spend and just literally standard of living that's creeping up.
If you are an overstretched as a consumer, which I think is not difficult with inflation, the petrol price hikes and so much more, it's difficult to plan properly. I'd imagine then it's not easy to find room to maneuver or change these kind of behaviors that you're seeing when it comes to spending in this bracket.
No, 100%. And, that's why we've invested quite heavily in our platform tools like Nav Money over the last couple of years, as well as with our eBucks rewards program, where we spent paid over 16 billion rand to the consumer, the FNB consumer, literally to help the consumer on these. And it is very important that the consumer does get down to sort of the absolute basics of checking where their money is going, making sure that they're spending on the things that are important before they start going into the discretionary spend.
When I was looking at this article that FNB had written about these findings, there was a comment about consumerism and buying things perhaps that may not be necessary. But what's the determinant of that?
Yeah, so I think that, again, it goes down to that very sort of basic things, needs and wants. The needs are the things that you need to pay every month. It's your bond, it's your transport, it's school fees, it's insurance, and to an extent, your savings and investments as well. The ones are all the nice to haves. Those are the things that you use in order to sustain a lifestyle. For example, clothing, eating out, treats, accessories, those type of things. So definitely when you're looking at your budget, try and make sure that you focus on the needs, which includes your savings and investing, and then minimize how much you're spending on your wants.
What are the implications of this type of spending? I know you've touched on it a little bit earlier on when it comes to what you cannot save for if you are spending that much of your salary in the first 5 days.
So the implications there's a couple of implications that can come out of that. The first thing is you might be relying more heavily on credit going forward in order to get you through the month, or alternatively, you aren't meeting your long-term financial goals, be it your kids' education, be it things like saving for your retirement as well. And that's why we do encourage our clients and our customers to be very mindful of where their spending is going, and of course, interacting with the tools as much as possible to see where they can get that support where necessary.
Ester, who is the product head of FNB Money Management, thanks so much for your time and insight on SABC News this afternoon.